Hi, this is Barry Phillips with 10-Minute Torah, Day 3 of Yosef. Yesterday I mentioned the coat of many colors that belonged to Yosef, and by his being given this coat by Yaakov, it was to signify a sense of royalty to him. The biblical name here, Hebrew name for this coat, is a ketanet pasim, and its design included the feature that the sleeves came down past the hands, signifying that this royal person was not to be given work. So Yosef, in wearing this multicolored coat, signified to his brothers that he was not like them. While they were sent out to watch the sheep, he was not so assigned. Now, it may be very much the case that he sat in his father's tent and studied the understanding of Torah that they had at that time, prophecies that they had at that time. Maybe that was the case. Again, as we've discussed, he was very much his father's son. He was signified as unique, different among the brothers. They hated him for his prophetic dreams and felt very much that he was the messenger boy for his father. Yeshua likewise signified he was royalty. Very much his father's son, came as a messenger for his father and was hated for it. More on that in a few moments. I find some things very interesting here pertaining to Yosef at the end of chapter 37. Number one, he is being sent by Yaakov to find his brothers in the fields, and he is sent in particular to Shechem. Of all the places to go, this is where blood has been shed by this family. This is where Dinah has been raped. The family does not have a good reputation here, but here is where Yosef is sent nonetheless. It says in the text that he is sent from the depths of Hebron. Hebron being a mountainous area, there's no valley there. What is the depths of Hebron? The only thing that I can think of is the cave Machpelah or Machpelah. This is where Abraham and Sarah are buried. This is where Yitzhak and Rivka will be buried, and where Yaakov and Leah will be buried. It's even said that this is where Adam and Chava or Eve are buried. So out of the depth of the patriarchs, out of the depth of the covenant's promises to these people, Yosef is sent. So this is no ordinary mission. This is no ordinary adventure for him. This is of super significance for the coming of the covenant. He looks for them in a place called Dotan. This is rooted in a dalet and a tav, which gives us the idea of to judge, to decree, to issue an edict. The brothers, it is said, decreed here to rid themselves of Yosef, that they had taken a vote and voted him out. Maybe that rings true for some of us in the audience today. Maybe you feel ostracized even from your own family, alienated from them, but it still happens. Among those that we used to worship with, we're cut off, we're pushed aside. So maybe you have a Yosef experience of your own. Yosef is seen from a distance. The house of Yosef, likewise, is seen from a distance, outside the land. We're not recognized as who we are, but we're that bunch. We're over there. And there are many that they are pleased that we are where we are and not in close proximity. The brothers hated him and justified their desire to actually kill him. Can I tell you that the heart of Esau still beats in the family at times? And they accuse Yosef of having this heart, but they themselves have the heart. They seize him, tie him up, and throw him in a pit with the intentions of just leaving him there to die. They left him screaming and pleading, crying and begging, and went back to the heights of Jenin to eat. This is not in close proximity. Where they are at eating, they're far enough away they can't hear him crying in the pit. They literally abandoned him. So they're now up on the heights of Jenin. This pit's down on the floor somewhere. If they can hear him, it's a very, very faint cry. They're not listening to him and drowning out their brother screaming while they're trying to eat their food. From their vantage point, they see a caravan of Ishmaelites coming, and they come up with this great idea. Don't kill him when there's a profit to be made. Unfortunately, our family still can be driven to extreme measures by the idea of money to be made. I'll leave that right where it's at, right there. So they decide, let's pull him out of the pit and sell him to the Ishmaelites. Now, it's very often pictured and taught how that they go back to the pit, they pull him up out of the pit, and then the brothers, turn and sell him to the Ishmaelites. Look at what the text says. It says that when the Ishmaelites were approaching, that Midianites came, found Yosef, pulled him up out of the pit, and it was the Midianites who sold him to the Ishmaelites. So that when the brothers get to the pit, he is nowhere to be found. Now they have to concoct some kind of idea. Reuben has gone down thinking he's going to rescue his brother. He's not in the pit. He comes back and says, where's Yosef? Nobody knows where he's at. They don't know what happened to him. Maybe he got raptured, ascended somewhere. So who are the Ishmaelites and Midianites? They are part of the family. The Midianites are descendants from Midian, one of the six sons from Abraham and Keturah, who was circumcised, blessed, and sent away. They show up a little later on in the book of Shemot or Exodus. They're family. Family selling family to family. It's amazing how we treat one another. Again, I'm going to just leave that right there. But Mashiach ben Yosef, rabbinical understanding of the two messiahs, the significance of similarity between Yosef and Yeshua. Both were loved by their father. Both wore a significant garment. Yeshua wore a particular garment woven in one piece. I believe a one like the blue garment that the high priest wore. Who gave you the authority to do these things? He wouldn't tell them. Both of their garments were dipped in blood. Both were sent by their father to find their brothers. Both were rejected by their brothers and despised by them. Both Yeshua and Yosef declared the day when he would reign over the family and the brethren. Both were placed in a pit and raised up alive bodily. Both were sold for silver. Both faced temptation and remained without sin. Both went from being a prince and an heir to a place of servant status. Both were falsely accused and yet did not defend themselves. Yosef was respected by the chief jailer, Yeshua confirmed by the centurion who guarded him. Yosef is connected to two prisoners, one who was blessed and the other who was not. Yeshua was hung with two prisoners, one who joined him in paradise, one who did not. and then both were not recognized by their brothers yet are to be restored to them and bring about the reunion of the entire family. Shalom.